we approach the concluding academic segment of the day, it gives us great pleasure to introduce the final speaker of the day, Dr. JayaKrishnan, along with the chairperson, Dr. Sheikh Farid, to share the insights and serve as a meaningful culmination to today's scientific deliberations.
It is our privilege to introduce Dr. JayaKrishnan KT, a distinguished Ayurvedic physician with over 35 years of experience in academics, clinical practice and administration in Ayurveda. With more than 15 years of international engagement, Dr. JayaKrishnan has played a key role in global standardization of Ayurveda through Ayurvedic Association of Brazil and Council for Ayurvedic Credentialing with programs across USA, Canada and Europe. Sir is the Group Medical Director of Trayog Ayurveda Hospitals. We invite Dr. JayaKrishnan to kindly take over the session.
Hello. Good evening. Representing the Ayurvedic community, I am trying to give a comprehensive view of Ayurveda in front of the public as well as stakeholders of Ayurveda. In the allotted time, I will try to convey my understandings to the public in 15 minutes, and rest of the 15 minutes will be devoted to the Ayurvedic community, especially students, teachers or whoever is present here. I would like to present Ayurveda in a different way of understanding. Generally, we approach Ayurveda as a medical science because throughout the world, medical science is there, which is a knowledge system conveyed from the Western knowledge. Based on that, public also gets the knowledge that Ayurveda we will be trying to address your health and diseases with medicines, because that is a present day situation. Medicines are given to cure the diseases. And medicines are developed through the scientific mode. Through that, medicines are given and disease is identified, and accordingly, medicines will be curing. We are very, very clear that a lot of medicines discovered through the scientific process last 60, 70 years have been banned in many educated countries. Last week in India also we know that a famous painkiller Nibusulide is banned as it is creating injuries to the kidney and all, kidney, liver, so it's getting banned. So that is a particular way of looking at your body, disease and medicines and managing the discomforts you are getting into the body. And the science has come into the light in last 300, 400 years. Before that also people were living in this world, people were having discomfort, diseases and negative impacts on your health. But there were many other ways throughout the world, and it's not only in India, there were many other methods to address those systems, which in general we say the traditional way of understanding the body, understanding the normalcy of the body, so the understanding of the disease process will be more clear, and what can be done in such a disease situation to address that disease or deviation from the normalcy. So that traditional knowledge was there throughout the world. For example, I always used to say, France, you have a system known as osteopathy. Even in the advanced US, you have a system known as chiropractic, with which older people, elder generations were trying to practice. Now also it has come back. You are trying to practice it, through which you have a different way of addressing your health issues. Like in China, you had a Chinese medicine. Malaysia, you have Malay medicine. In Arabia also there was an Arabic medicine. Greek, you had a different medicine. In India, it was, I think, Ayurveda and Siddha systems of medicines. In that, there is a basic difference when compared to the Western system which is persisting at present. We look at the body. If the normalcy of the body is understood, from that point only you try to understand what is the disease process. If you understand the normalcy of the body, then only you understand what is the disease process. If these two understandings are clear, you have a clarity of thought in that, then only its management will be clear and conclusive. If these two understandings are taken from a different methodology, sometimes the management of the disease will be partial. I say this has happened to Ayurveda also. So when modern system of medicine is failing or is not giving sufficient results, people approach Ayurveda or Siddha. And Ayurveda or Siddha people are also trying to give medicines where understanding of the body is from the Western system, understanding of the disease is also from the Western system. Medicine only is taken from the Ayurvedic or Siddha systems. So it may give result, may not give result, or this cannot be explained to another person also. So in general, I was trying to say that Ayurveda is a different knowledge system. It's good or bad, that is a different issue, but it is a different knowledge system existed in India for maybe 5,000, 10,000 years old. That knowledge system is slightly different from the existing scientific mode. Scientific mode is rather directly addressing the physical entity of the body, whereas Ayurvedic system is addressing from the subtle entity of the body. It is looking to the gross plane of the body. So what happens is, when we say the Swastha healthy status of the body, it is very similar to what WHO says. It's not the absence of disease alone. It can be a well-being in the physical, social and spiritual planes of an individual. So even WHO agrees that an individual has got a physical plane. Deep to that, there is a metaphysical mental plane, and these two planes are controlled by the person who is utilizing the mind and the body. So from that angle only we look at what is a health. So naturally Ayurveda has got an aspect of preventive mode, preventing the diseases, or a promoting mode, promoting the normal health of an individual so that the disease can be limited. Then a third aspect is the curative aspect of the Ayurveda. Unfortunately nowadays, I think the preventive and promotive aspect of Ayurveda is widely practiced. It is good for the public, but we also must understand that we also have a curative aspect, just like the Western system of medicine, where you can deal with diseases whether it is an acute condition or a chronic condition. Generally, Ayurveda people will be inhibiting the management of acute conditions like, for example, a fever. Especially strong fevers like typhoid, leptospirosis, or malaria, dengue, kind of fever, our people will not be directly dealing. Or public also think that we are not in a position to deal with this acute condition, or rather we are more comfortable in dealing with the chronic diseases like a back pain, knee pain, or a neck pain, or a stroke, where you can carry on with your management procedures without having any acute result. So public also has an impression that this is good for maintaining your health. When there is an acute difficulty, it has to be dealt by some other people. I just want to dismantle that understanding that Ayurveda has a strong curative aspect as well, where diseases from all kind of modes can be dealt if your basic health is intact. All diseases can be dealt. We say diseases are curable based on your basic health. That means in a younger age, any disease can be cured. In old age, disease becomes more difficult because the strength of the body is compromised in the later stages. So that is one aspect I wanted to say. So you have a diarrhea where you pass bowel movements, motion 15-20 times. You need an acute remedy for that. You cannot carry it on for days together. No, it's fatal, it's dangerous. Ayurveda can deal with that kind of conditions. And the general impression is that Ayurveda works very slowly. That is not the right way. If you have a clarity in Ayurveda, Ayurvedic theories, I think these acute conditions also can be managed. It's not chronic conditions alone. Ayurveda can deal with acute diseases as well. So it works as a curative mode where all diseases can be addressed gradually if you have 100% clarity in the Ayurvedic, we say Shastra, not science alone, Shastra. So I just wanted to erase the impression that Ayurveda is slow, it cannot address the acute conditions, or it is fit for the chronic conditions. That impression has to be erased. That's what I wanted to convey to the public at large. The second part, I would like to talk to the Ayurvedic people, maybe students, teachers, or practitioners, or anybody with pharmaceuticals doing business with Ayurvedic drugs, manufacturing and all stakeholders of Ayurveda I would like to address. See, as I told you earlier, this is a old method of knowledge system, and it's not against any latest knowledge of Western science and all. It is an inclusive knowledge where ancient knowledge formulation mechanism was there thousands and years of back. For any understanding, there was a particular mode of knowledge formulation. That method is applied in all Shastras, including Ayurveda. That's the only difference. It is not, in our ordinary language, we say it's not based on anatomy and physiology. We are talking about the body. There was a different mechanism in the olden days. That's the ancient knowledge formulation mechanism. Even to look at the whole world, same methodology of looking at the whole world is applied to understand an individual, because you are a part of the universe. Same method of understanding is applied to look at the individual. Same mode is applied to understand the food or the plants which are going around. So when you can understand what is the normalcy of the body very clearly in terms of this understanding. I am not negating any other new knowledge, any other inputs, but this gives an extra clarity of what we are doing. So you can understand what is the normalcy of the body in our own mechanism. Then only you can understand what is happening to the normalcy when there is a disease process. If the normalcy is not understood, disease is partially understood. Then we have to depend upon other descriptions of understanding the disease. Then naturally management of the disease will be partial. It may not be complete. Then you can't blame the system. We tried all Ayurveda and it's not working. You can't blame the system. The way I understand the system will be working, will be producing the result. If I don't understand, I can't blame the system. That's the problem. We generally, being an academician for 29 years, I am telling, generally we fail to understand the body mechanism, hence the disease also is not well understood. We all are very clear that according to the Western science, you have so far identified 1286 diseases. And every year a new disease added, like COVID or Ebola, whatever it is. And the number is going on increasing. Science agrees with that. There is no problem with the science. Science agrees that you may get a new form of a disease tomorrow. Then you think of what to do with that disease. That's how it's going on. For us, it is not like that. Ayurveda, in olden days itself told that the possibility of disease is innumerable. Anandyam taratama yogadashta. Anandyam is endless. So innumerable disease, how can you understand each of these diseases? It's not easy. In the whole world you have innumerable objects, everything you cannot study. In this context, I would like to say that the Chemistry Institute in Hyderabad has conducted the chemical study of more than 1,000 plants used in Ayurveda. They come to the conclusion that it's not easy to study one plant in a lifetime, because each plant has got 25 to 30 alkaloids. To understand the plant in total, you need to understand what is the effect of one alkaloid with the rest of the 24. Like that 25 alkaloid you have to study to say that I know this plant. It's not an easy thing. But they concluded their study to say that there is some kind of a spectrometric pattern when we say this medicine is good for Vata, this is good for Pitta, this is good for Kapha. Some mechanism is there, some understanding is there, some clarity is there. It's not based on chemistry. When you say this is good for Vata, all these plants have got a similar spectrometric configuration. So that study they have conducted on nearly thousands of plants, especially mentioned by Charaka Samhita. So what I wanted to say is, your understanding of the body and understanding of disease can be independent. Even if you get a knowledge from the Western system, you study an X-ray, you study an MRI, you study a blood test, those understandings reflected on the body can be translated into our own terms, and the medicines can be selected accordingly, because medicine is also identified in the same terms. This is good for Vata, this is good for Pitta. Otherwise, the problem is that whatever you are doing, it may create a result, it may not create a result. If it creates a result, you cannot communicate to another person also, because you don't have clarity in that. Why it created a change? You can't say. It is not created, that also you will not understand. So to make us self-satisfied with the knowledge that you have, you must have 100% clarity in our understanding. 100% clarity in our theories of Ayurveda. We know that theory is actually working, even in science also. Some mc square is working to create the nuclear weapons. Nuclear weapon is the result. Theory is Einstein's E = mc square. How important the theory is, we must be understanding. And definitely Ayurveda also has got a very strong theories. If you get a clarity in that, prasanna alpendriya manaha, prasannam is clear, theories of Ayurveda, you should be having a clarity of thought process, which will reflect on understanding the physical body, and you will be understanding the plants in equal terms, medicines or plants in equal terms, so that they can utilize these kind of plants, whatever is available around you. Later metals are added, minerals are added, herbo-mineral preparations are there. All those things are understood in terms of the theoretical term. So you should be clear in theories so that the result can be knowingly created. This is possible, that's what I say. Whatever knowledge is there from the Western understanding, I repeat, because since the BMS started, I belong to the first batch of BMS in India. So a lot of modern Western knowledge is induced in our syllabus. You can't blame that knowledge. And we are very clear about that kind of a understanding. You know that 29 years I was an anatomy teacher also. So I know what is the body, what is the limitation of it. A lot of brain related issues were told. We know very clearly that frontal lobe is even now is not understood properly. Many areas of frontal lobe nobody knows what is it meant for. So but that science agrees that the knowledge will be gradually growing, new knowledge will come, but we think that that knowledge is complete. Then we look to that understanding to understand a disease. But we can also have a understanding which was existing in the earlier times, and that can give a better clarity in dealing with the patients. Ultimately, your purpose is to help the sufferings of the patients, you know. Astalambo bishakjida. Adanga panga magnanam ashtalambo bishakjida. Cure the patients who are suffering. That is ultimate aim. So, first half of knowing the body and disease is not clear. Second half will be incomplete. This is only what I wanted to tell you. I think in all our system of education, system of research, system of post-graduation, all other activities, I see that, on many occasions I used to tell that there is a understanding that the Western understanding is clear, our understanding lacks clarity. That's not the actual issue. Western understanding is clear because it deals with the physical plane mainly. Our understanding deals with the physical plane and the subtle plane. That plane, for example, a lot of descriptions were there about anemia and all. I also was a part of anemia eradication program many years back, 90s. So anemia, we know that iron is deficient. Science will be looking for iron containing food, iron containing medicine, iron infusions. In that case, you must have anemia only in poor people. Rich people, you cannot have anemia. A lot of rich people are anemic in the world. In India, 40% of the adult female population is anemic, as per data. How did you get anemia? Iron is not absorbed. You are giving iron in normal food, but it's not absorbed. There comes our understanding of Agni, which is subjective in nature. It's not objective. You can't find out from outside. Science will be trying to find out from outside. Objective plane, they depend on. We depend on objective as well as subjective plane. Agni is your capacity to digest, so that these things, nourishment, transportation, transformation, everything changes in the body will be properly taking place, and that movement will be contributed with a mechanical energy which is known as Vata. That is also subjective. You try to look from outside, you have to say that it is a neurology, it is that thing, this thing. No. It's all incomplete. Subjective planes are also taken into understanding, with which we will be dealing with diseases, and result can be created. It's a better understanding of Ayurveda with clarity of thought, where you are treating the patients knowingly to create a result. And any other understanding in the world is not against this. This is an inclusive understanding. Whatever information you get from the Western science, what is seen reflected on the body can be understood in our own terms, and those knowledge can be translated into our own terms, and accordingly you can have a work. You must understand that Ayurveda never says that medicine cures the disease. Prayoga Samaya Vyadi. Application of medicine is curing. That means intellectual application of medicine is curing the disease. It's not medicine. Everything is in the as a medicine, no? Jagatyeva Manausha. So naturally, food which is translated into body, Annat Bhudani Jayandya. Body is just food. So if there is a problem in the body, first you will have to look back into the food. Then whatever way you understand the food, similar way you understand the medicine also, that can be induced. So food is important, activity is important, mind is very, very important. Normalcy of mind is not explained anywhere in the science, mind is not found out. They still think that mind is some physical entity. You will be finding it out in the brain. We don't think that it is a physical entity. It's a metaphysical identity as per the philosophies. But mind is working on the physical plane of nervous system, definitely. So normalcy of mind also we can understand. Deviations of normalcy we can understand. We can deal with that kind of things. In most of the diseases nowadays, that kind of understanding is a must to see that you create a change in the physical plane through medicines, food, activities and emotional balance. So a good Ayurveda physician will be creating a result using medicine, food, activities and all. That's why Prayoga Samayat Vyadhi. With this, I think time is over. Let me conclude. Let me express my gratitude for the organizers of this program for having invited me to address the public. I think if at all there is anything to be made clear, I think you feel free to ask anything. I'll be happy to address that.
We sincerely thank Dr. JayaKrishnan for the scholarly and insightful session. It is our privilege to welcome the chairperson of the session, Dr. Sheikh Farid, to enlighten us with his wisdom on this subject.
Sarve Santu Niramayaha. Thank you, sir. Thanks for your perception over Ayurveda. So, you have explained subjective and objective point of disease to be considered, and Ayurveda is basically nowadays practiced for preventive aspect. It has to be practiced in the curative aspect also. You have to think about it, like that you have said. What did you say is right, sir? In government service also they are emphasizing to practice in a preventive aspect. So this is the time to take it in the next step to mainstream treatment modalities to the needed public. Thank you, sir. It's a nice class. I feel proud and I'm privileged to chair my sir's speech. When I joined 1998 in BAMS curriculum, the first day class was taken by JK sir. We called JK sir. He had a very n number of student fans. One of the fan I am also. So it's my privilege, sir. Thank you. Your class was too good, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We now invite Dr. Suresh Kumar to felicitate Dr. JayaKrishnan and present the certificate and memento in recognition of his valuable contribution. To express our heartfelt thanks for the warm words and counsel, may I ask Dr. Suresh to present a small remembrance to our chairperson, Dr. Sheikh Farid. The organizing committee thanks Dr. JayaKrishnan and Dr. Sheikh Farid and Dr. Suresh for their valuable time and meaningful contributions.